welcome back to the channel. Welcome if you're new here. For the first time in like 3 years, I have books from Christmas to haul. So the first thing that I got was this box set of the Snowpiercer graphic novels, and I've heard of this, and I believe they made a TV show this year or a movie, but it's like a very dramatic graphic novel. I got this because I'm doing a train vlog or series of train vlogs about books set on trains. And when you Google or ask a Reddit or any of those things about books set on trains, this one comes up every time. So my husband got me the box set for Christmas, and I'm going to be probably reading one of those really soon, if not all three. And then I got this lovely, beautiful book for Christmas from my aunt. It also came with a gift card to my local bookstore. They actually had this little cute little postcard. I have the print somewhere back there, the big print, but this little postcard, and then this sweet little bookmark that also came with that gift card. But this is the annotated, signed first edition of the Bel Canto, or of Bel Canto by Ann Patchett. So it is Ann Patchett's annotations on the book. And I saw this in the bookstore and was like, oh my gosh, I would love to own that. But I for sure went back to the very back and read her note on the epilogue, which absolutely made me cackle, because she basically said the majority of people who read this book hate the epilogue, which is facts. As like an adult, having reread it, I understand the context of the epilogue better than I did the first time I read it, but I still don't like it. And essentially she ends it with being like, I stand by the epilogue, so basically like, y'all can get over it. But like, it's definitely, that made me laugh. Just her candidness about like how people hate the epilogue and how she still stands by it all these years later made me really want to read the rest of the annotations. So there's definitely going to be a reread of Bel Canto this year, and reading the annotations along with it, because I just think that would be really fun. And I might do a vlog if anybody is interested in that. And then I got 2 self-published cozy fantasy books. So this one is Cursed Cocktails by S.L. Rowland, and this one is Practical Potions and Premeditated Murder by Ren Jones. So both of these are self-published, like I said. They're cozy fantasies. I heard about them on an Instagrammer's Reels. I'm sure she does TikTok, but I don't have TikTok. So yeah, she talked about both of these, and I've been, as you guys know from this series, I've been on a cozy fantasy kick lately. So I asked for these 2 and I got them. Those were the only books that I got gifted for Christmas, but then my husband and I went the day after Christmas, well, 2 days after Christmas actually, to Barnes & Noble for they have like 33% off hardbacks. It's not the same sale as it used to be, but it's still a decent deal, and you get stamps and all that jazz, and we just like to do it, so we did it. So I ended up getting 2 books I haven't read and 1 book that I have read. So I'll start with the one I have read, which is Shy Creatures by Claire Chambers. I had an early arc of this through NetGalley, and this is probably my favorite book of the year. I was a big fan of Claire Chambers' last book. The last book she wrote before this one. It's the one that was nominated for the Women's Prize. I'm blanking on the name of it. Small, Small Things? Small Pleasures. I was thinking Small Things Like These, but I think that's a Claire Fuller book. Anyway, I read a lot of books by Claire's, and I like books by Claire's. That could be its own thing. It was supposed to be its own vlog a while ago, but anyways, sidetracked. This is a book that is about, so it has a main character who is kind of in a point in her life where, like, she's really not sure what to do next. She is in a relationship with a man who is married, and she's feeling really, like, guilty about it, but also, like, stuck. And then she works at as an art teacher at a psychiatric hospital. And then a man is found living in this house that his like aunts die, and they find this man, I keep calling him a boy, this man living in this house, and they bring him in because like no one even knew he was living there. He has a beard that's like down to his ankles. And we slowly start to learn about his story as her present unfolds. We're learning about his past, and it's just such a phenomenal book. And the way that like the stories weave together and the way that they like each character helps the other is just wonderful. So like this was beautifully written, definitely my favorite book of the year. And yeah, so I saw it and I knew I had to buy it because I've been intending to buy it. And then the other books that I got, so I got one fiction book, which is Fire Exit by Morgan Talty, and this is about a man who, I believe if I remember correctly, his biological daughter is being raised on the, is it Haudenosaunee Reservation? No, Penobscot. The Penobscot Reservation in Maine, and he lives like across the river. And I guess he was raised on that reservation, but he's not actually of indigenous descent. And so his daughter, his child, is being raised by somebody else so that she can benefit from being part of that community. And this is, I think, about like him coming to terms with like wanting to tell her who he is and something like that. Every time I've heard somebody talk about this, it sounded phenomenal. So yeah, I picked that one up. And then I think Kayla from Books and Lala read this recently. It's called All in Your Head, The Truth and Lies Early Medicine Taught Us About Women's Bodies and Why It Matters Today. So this is a nonfiction book about science and medicine and how it's like how women have been, like how women were not the focus of a lot of the studies around modern medicine. And so what that means in terms of like how that affects how women are treated in the healthcare system and all of that. So she made this sound really super interesting. So I got that one. So yeah, those are the books that I picked up. I do have one more coming in the mail, but I don't think it's going to come until the new year, so I'm not counting it in the haul. But yeah, I got a few new books, which puts me just over 50 books on my physical TBR now, but I feel great about that. So, cheers. And yeah, I will see you guys next time.